Okay, so that's it. Bail arm off. No. Right, no, move it around. No, not too much. Wind her in a little bit more. Go on. About there. No, you need that lined up. See, that silver bit, you need that lined up with that. No, keep your hand on there. Now trap the line with your index finger. Bail arm off. Now bring it back slow and steady behind your head. And cast out. You gotta let go. You gotta remember to let go of the line. That's all.
I can't do it.
All right. Watch. I'll show you now. Okay, so there. Slow and steady behind your head. Okay. Make sure there's nobody behind you. And then when it gets to that sort of angle, the rod, let go. Okay. So. See. Okay. Take that off me, wind it in a little bit until it moves. That's it, leave it there now. Okay, I get some maggots around that now. Try some worming a bit, see if we can get any perch. Okay, wind it in a little bit, hun, so that your bait is amongst all the maggots that I threw there. That's enough, that's fine. As soon as it dips under, strike up. Short strap rod up in the air, okay? So you just move the tip up, okay? Might be a little bit shallow there. I'll get my rod back out in a minute once all those swans have gone. Yeah, so as you can see, I had to stop fishing for a minute because we got all the swans just in front of us. Someone come along feeding just over in that corner there. I started feeding bread, which is fine because I wasn't really interfering with our spot. But now they've gone, they've all just come across straight into our spot. So I'm gonna have to stop fishing for a minute. A little bit of float fishing today, just on our local lake. Thought I'd bring my wife along, start teaching her how to float fish now that she's picked up a fishing license for her. So thought I'd come along, see if we can get any little silvers out. We got some worm as well as the maggot. So hopefully get a little bit. Hopefully get one or two nice perch out as well. We shall see what the day brings. Already had one little rod out. I neglected to film it because I'm a numpty, and my boy's not with me today. So at the moment it's just father and mother fishing, not father and son. Right. I'll knock the camera back on when we've got our rods back out.
2 hours later.
You can see with the wheelchair, there's no way she can get closer unless she wants to go for a swim. So I'm gonna cast this out for her now. See a lovely pink rod. See if I can get it a little bit further out so she can actually get a fish and pass these lovely cygnets that are there. Let's get right up. Out we go. Not quite as far as I wanted, but that'll work. Let's feed a little bit of line out. Get some nice slack out, so it's a little bit further out now. Wind it in a little bit, honey. Wind it in a little bit. So that swan will just go over the top. See how they go over the top of your line? Lower it down a little bit. So the cygnets will go straight over the top of that now and shouldn't drag it with them. Okay, so if you wind that in a little bit now, wind up the slack until you see it move. That's it. Once it moves, right, if you lift your rod up, it's going to make it a bit awkward to cast, but the swans will be able to go underneath that then. It'll be a bit awkward to strike, but go on in, swans, move from there please. Right, let's see if, remember, what I do most of the time, it'll dip, then it'll dip again, and then it'll just go straight under. Once it goes under, then nice strike, okay? Short, sharp strike. Don't move it yet, because if that dips under now, it might very well be a swan that's gone on your line. Okay, there you are. The swans have moved. All right. Do you want me to cast it back out for you again? See if we can get out a bit deeper. These swans might be a bit of a nuisance today, but wouldn't be the same without all the wildlife, would it? Swans and ducks, nice sign of a healthy water. So if they wasn't actually here, then there'd be no point in fishing anyway, because there wouldn't be any life here at all. So let's see if we can get this a bit further out. A bit harder with a 6-foot rod, but just feed out a little bit of line so I can walk this back. Without dragging this all the way up the bank. So now start winding it back in a little bit. That's it, keep winding it in. Wind it in. Keep winding. Keep winding. Wind it in now until you see it move a little bit. That's it. Perfect. Leave it there now. So, about to get my wife's rod back out again. See if I can get it past these lovely swans. Just feed that up there. Bail arm on. Yeah, it's alright. It's not on your line. The swans will just go straight over the line, okay? Just keep an eye, because that might dip under. Because I've adjusted the depth on it and everything. If it dips under, short, sharp, up in the air, okay, with the rod. It's fine, look, see, they just go straight over the line.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So that they won't drag it with them, alright?
Yeah.
They're alright. Okay, we'll see now if you get a bite. Alright? Right, so get my wife's rod back out again. Nothing off of that last one. There we go. And then just bring that right up. Right, bail arm on. Wind in the slack a little bit. That's it until you see, that's it. As soon as it wobbles, stop winding, okay? Lower your rod down a little bit and wind a little bit more. Because if you got your rod too high up in the air, when it comes to strike, you're not going to be able to move your rod up enough to actually strike into the fish. Alright? Time to get my one out as well. There we go. Nice and deep out. Just bend my line a little bit. There we go. Hopefully I'll get a fish now. I neglected to bring my catapult to actually get maggots up that far, so I'm just relying on just the 2 maggots I got on the hook. Because again, I'm a numpty and I forget stuff. I brought all the important stuff like my net, my mat, my bag, disgorgers, tackle. Just forgot the catapult. At one point I'm probably going to end up trying to film a session and realise I've left my camera home as well. So there'll be that, and it'll probably end up being the best session I've had. And I just won't be able to get any of it on camera. So let's bring that back in and cast it back out again. And normally I'm over here going after the carp. I'll be going after the pike at the beginning of pike season as well, in a couple of days' time. So hopefully I'll get some carp and some pike on for you as well as hitting the rivers. And I also try and do a bit of sea fishing as well. So a little bit of an all-round channel for fishing that I'm hoping this is going to be. I got a fish on. I missed it. In the hope that if I blank on one, I'll actually be able to catch on one of the other disciplines. Right, do you want to wind yours in now, hon? Wind yours in, because that swan's going down. I don't want him grabbing your hook. Thought I was in on the drop then. Thought I was in on the drop then. Yeah, so we're back out again on the waggler. Let's lift up my line a little bit. Let that cygnet back under. Almost had a disaster on my wife's rod, but managed to avert it. So we're all good. Looked like the swan was going to go down and grab her baited hook, but it didn't. Managed to get it away. So it's all good. Let's hopefully see if I can get some silvers. I said earlier I've already had one. I'm hoping for at least another couple. Because you know where it's like silver fishing. You get one, you normally end up with quite a few. Whether these swans will end up causing problems, I don't know. But let's see. Let's wind this in quickly, because they're gonna go over and above. There we go. I just want to avoid those swans as much as I can. The last thing I want to do is accidentally hook into one, which unfortunately can happen if you're not watching. Let's see, get some fresh bait on. I was hoping to have a little bit more action from here today. Literally just the one silver. It's terrible. It's probably because I forgot my catapult, so I can't get any bait out. But we live, we learn. So one of the things this channel's all about is myself and my son actually learning all kinds of fishing disciplines, figuring out where we went wrong. Right, wind that in, hon, quickly. Wind it in quick. That's it, flick it up on the bank. Right. Because they were diving down, I don't want them going after the maggot. I don't want them going after the maggot that's on the hook. That's all. That's one of the things with fishing by ear, is you have to keep an eye on those swans. They're not too bad if you're over on one of the other banks. Go on, you okay? Slowly, slowly. I give it 5 minutes and we'll cast back out. Oh, hello. I got a perch on hand. Yeah, you can keep that worm. Nice little perch. Now that light is starting to fade, let's get some more worms out. That's a nice little perch that. I'm hoping for its mother or father or its grandparents. Do you want a worm on, hun? See if you can get any perch? Yeah? Or no?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, so nice fat juicy worm. You just put it on the hook halfway. There we are. Just so it doesn't, because otherwise what you're going to find is you'll end up wriggling off. There. I'll just leave that down there for the minute while we get a worm on the other rod. Don't have to be too far out for perch, son. You might find that they'll be all in by the reeds there, so you might actually call them. You might actually they might actually come out for that now. So I know a lot of people put it through the saddle of the worm, but I just like hooking them about halfway. You go in then, hun. That's on. Okay, your worm's on. That's fine. Take the slack off. Because hopefully I hit into a shovel. There we go. Just keep an eye on your float, because it'll dip. If it's a perch, it won't do dip. It'll just go straight under. Because they're greedy little buggers. They'll just take you straight down. Alright, so here we go. Let's see, hopefully we'll start getting a bit of action now. Hopefully we can get a bigger one. So like I said, I want to beat my PB. Scrabbling coming from in those reeds by there. I think there's probably a family of rats in it. Just nice. Let's see. Come on, the perch. Let's give her a minute or two. Give her a couple of minutes. See if it dips under. If it doesn't dip under, then I'll just recast somewhere else. See if I can find them again. I would have my lures out on here, but there's no lure fishing on this lake until 1st of October. So from next week I'll be out here with my lures after the perch as well as the pike. Right, let's bring this worm in, sort out my vice rod, and then I'll get back out again. Ain't a lot of this problem, and it's probably where you're having to sort of drag it up the bank. There you go. Go on, winding, keep winding, keep winding, keep winding, keep winding, keep winding. That's it. You want to let a little bit out, let a little bit out, bail arm off. That's it, bail arm back on. Right, wind in a tiny bit. That's it. Okay. That worm's still got a little bit of life, but not much. Let's get it back out.
Oh, you twat it.
Right, let's try again. Here we go. Different spot. Hopefully that sun isn't glaring on the camera too much. Let's pull it down a little bit, so try and get some of that sun off. Hopefully I'll be in again now. What happened then? What's the matter? Why you stopped? Because it's not doing what you want? Alright, I'll help you out now. Alright? Let me see if I can catch another perch. Give me a couple of minutes and I'll come and help you back out, alright? I'm struggling to see that. It's actually dipped down quite a bit. I don't think there's anything on. I think I've just got some weed on. But that sun is glaring right in my eyes now. So I'm going to struggle to see anything. What I'll do, let's cast over towards this way. Can't cast too far because I know there's someone fishing for carp just on the other peg, just near here. But I'll see if I can entice some of these perch from these reeds.
Fishies piss off. Swans would piss off.
Come on, swans.
Piss off, swans.
They're going to go straight for my worm. Right. Take that worm off on the next and put on a fresh worm. That worm's probably pretty much dead now. Let's see, hopefully he'll dip under again with another greedy perch. Try over by those reeds there as well. See what's hiding in there. Well, let's get a fresh worm on. And then get my wife to cast back out again. Oh, it's still got a bit of life in it. Well, I'll leave that on. Do you want another worm on? You're not casting out again, are you? Gonna wait for them to disappear, are you? Alright. Let's see if I can get this out a bit further. See if I can get in towards that tree line over there without moving my float. There's fry jumping or something over there though. Hopefully I can entice something to bite. Go on in, Swan. There you are, my wife will be able to fish again now that they've gone. There you are, they've gone now, Anne. You can cast back out now.
My worm's not where it should be though.
What do you mean?
Look where it is. It's in the middle of the middle.
Right, okay, it's gone up your line, is it?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll put it back. I'll put another worm back on now for you. Let's see if I get a bite on this a second. I was hoping to be able to show you guys a bit of sea fishing tomorrow, but the weather's supposed to be absolutely horrendous. So I don't think I'm going to be going out at all. Yellow weather warning for rain. So don't think it's going to be conducive to sea fishing at all. Let's bring that in. I always strike just in case, because I'm optimistical that I'm going to end up with something on. Still trying for the perch. Just on worm now, no maggot. Gave up on the maggot because it doesn't seem like there's many silvers around. And with that light levels fading now, the perch should be out on the hunt. So should be hopefully get some decent ones out. That one earlier was probably close to my PB, to be honest. So I said my PB is a very small perch. My boy's one was double the size of that, easy. Any luck? I'll cast it back out? Or haven't you got a worm on the end? You haven't got a worm on it, have you?
I've given up.
What are you giving up for? Let's see. It's been a bit of a slow session. But that is fishing for you. I mean, if we were guaranteed to catch all the time, it would get very boring very quick. And a fishing worm, you never know what you're going to catch. There are tension here. They come out very, very rarely. I actually managed to catch one on the last session I did over here. Unfortunately, I had my camera pointed the wrong way round and was filming the top of my head. Because as I've said before, I'm a numpty. Let's see if we can winkle one more out before we go. Like I said, I normally fish a full day, but I couldn't do the full day today. Just thought we'd get out for a couple of hours, see what it's like. It's not often me and my wife actually get to go out fishing. She's only just started fishing herself, as you could probably tell. And yeah, it's not often we get to go out without our son. I mean, with two beginners, I don't get a chance to actually fish at all myself, which it's not a problem, it's just one of those things, but I do like to get a little bit of fishing in when I'm on the bank. Let's see if we can. One more cast just by those reeds, I think. There you go. See if I can winkle something out from these. Really hoping for that float to dip under so I can get one more, because once I wind this in, I think that's going to be us done then for the day. You know what it's like, it's always one more cast, and then 3 hours later you're still on your last cast. We'll be back out again soon, out on the fish. Hoping to get over here next week for piking session. So I'll give the lures a try, because it's still warm enough, I think, for the pike to be actively chasing after the lures. And then when it starts getting a little bit colder, straight onto the dead baits. Because I believe one of the problems with dead baiting when it's still quite warm, when the water's still quite warm, is you got more of a chance of them deep hooking, which nobody wants to do. Deep hook pike. One, it's not good for the pike, and they're really hard to take out when they're deep hooked. You want to put them under as little stress as possible when you catch them. think that's the face that says it's time to go. So right, winding. I'm just gonna say, if you managed to make it this far, thank you for watching. This has been Father and Son Fish Tales, well, without the sun today, and we'll catch you on the bank again soon. And when you see that little fish pop up in that bottom right hand corner, you know what to do. Thank you, everybody.